right. Well, hey, since it's your show, give us an intro, dude. Haven't seen you in, 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's been a while. We had the car ride to catch up, which was really nice.
Yeah, so we got that out of the way.
Yeah, we got all the catching up out of the way. I mean, we were all the way back. I had to go all the way back to Coachella because that was the last time that I saw you. But we're back. Welcome to the Back End Show, number 21. My name is Tyler, and I brought my own camera.
Yes, you did. We're super happy that you brought it because I think that's going to upgrade your angles a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, this is the story, as I look at my camera now, this is the story of me just bringing things so I can contribute more. And I want to be a value add, but at the same time, it's completely selfish because when I bring my own microphone, or when I was listening to the last Back End Show, and you talked about me bringing my own microphone. When I bring my own microphone, when I bring my own camera, I look better, I sound better, and hopefully it translates better to the podcast, but selfishly, I just get more action.
You get more action, but you also take it, you bring it home, and then we can't use it for the next time. So like, when we have the next producer in and they want to ask something, you hear them faintly in the background. So it's like the inconsistency of getting the producer to say something versus them not.
I'm like building a moat around me as a producer. It's
you
like,
are.
If you want the high level stuff, you gotta bring me.
So we bought a mic today.
Wow.
We bought a mic.
I'm being edged
Breaking
out.
news. We bought a mic.
That's big.
Yep. So we got that in store. You bought a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're a legit podcast. Are we on our way to the top 100, I guess?
We're getting there.
I guess we're close now. I don't know.
Riddle me this. Not a lot of people, I guess, not everybody can know the studio, but how are you gonna set up that fourth mic? Probably something you put thought into, but.
Well, it's going to be for guests mainly. And we're grabbing a coffee table or like one of these type things.
You get to double utilize the sectional then.
And yeah, double use the sectional.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. And then for
do you think that's the move, or should we put a chair and an angle like in this area?
My only concern is going to be like the camera thing. Like I feel like when I'm producing, and this is terrible podcasting, but when I'm producing, like I'm going to have to sit like out of the room to get. Maybe with two cameras it would be better, but I'm thinking like the swivel, because when I'm swiveling, like if I sit where I normally sit with the camera, like that would be really cutting off the person that would be sitting in the new spot.
Yep.
So we have to figure those logistics out.
Camera here, maybe.
Yeah, maybe if it's there.
Or we bury one back there, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
Security cams.
We'll have to figure.
Yeah,
we'll have to figure it out.
I don't know how we're gonna do this.
Well, I was, maybe the studio goes in the other. I don't know. Is this the forever studio?
Yeah.
This location?
Yeah, we're gonna have to keep it here. I think.
Yeah, it's a forever. We might just knock. We're gonna knock down. I think this is a chimney. We'll have to knock.
Dude, if we got rid of that.
Oh my god.
That shit pisses me off. There in our studio, for the listeners, there is a corner in this room. This would be a perfect like square type pentagon looking room. But there's this massive freaking chimney in the way. And it pisses me off. So I don't like it. If it wasn't there, it'd be much easier, but we got to deal with what we got, gentlemen.
Yeah. No, I've been thinking, even this like room behind us, like even if we had, like this is a little closet behind where I'm sitting right now, if we could move that back a little bit, that would even be, it's just so tight in here. Like you get real friendly. That might help with that might make the podcasting better, because when you get in here, you're like, man, we're family. But
so
we are family.
Doing our math here, Jason and Carly Zucker are going to be our first guests with the new setup. And talk about friendly. They're not only dating, but they're married with kids. So I'm not worried about
what base is that?
Huh?
You know the bases?
The bases?
Like when you're in a relationship, like.
Oh, what's married?
Yeah, married with kids has to be.
Married means you're like managing the other bases now. Like you ran around, you had a career, you hit home runs, you did well, and then now you have built a repertoire to the point where you are now a manager. And like you're still wearing the uniform.
Yeah.
Oddly. And you're calling up your pitchers, you're, shifting the outfield.
Bringing in the relief.
Yeah, bringing the relief, playing the game.
You're telling the lefties to bat righty when they need to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And look, you have a whole farm system, and those just happen to be your kids.
How many kids do they have? Could they field a baseball team?
No.
Not quite.
They're about 9 kids off. I think they have 2 kids.
Oh.
Do you know, Andrew?
I don't know, actually, at all. I know they have.
I think they have 3 now.
I'm neighbors with these people at home, and they have 5 kids. And the dad is a very charismatic guy, and he wants to have 6 because their last name is Miller, so that you can call him the Miller Six-Pack.
Oh my God, that's so Wisconsin.
It is really Wisconsin.
Oh man.
To be honest, I'm not a fan of that at all.
Yeah, I'm not either.
that makes me cringe.
You're going on this podcast saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I confirm
Good
that.
stuff.
My controversy is the air we breathe, the Miller 6. Whew.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm a Coors Light guy.
Yeah, so am I.
Fair enough.
Okay, so let's put the ball in your court here, Ty. How many kids are you gonna have when you grow up?
Jeez. So for a long time, I really thought I wanted to. I wanted to give the illusion I was thinking about it, but I've thought about it before.
Oh, all right.
So
all right.
for a long time, I'm like the number between like 2 and 3. Why are you looking at me like that?
You just said between 2 and 3. You're gonna have a half kid.
Well, I'm like, man, like 2 seems like too few, but like 3 is an odd number, and 4 is too many. But the more I think about it, I'm like, 4 wouldn't be that bad. But everything is made for like families of 4, too. So not families of 6 having 4 kids, but families of 4 with 2 kids. So I don't know. I figured I'd cross that bridge when I get there. Also, it's not 100% my decision.
Good call.
It's 2019, and it's not all my decision.
Yeah.
There's a whole nother part of that equation.
There's a whole nother freaking species out there that also decides, and not only decides, but produces the number that you'd like.
I'd say they do
Or do
most
you
of the
agree?
work. Yeah, I'd say
They do all the work. Let's not get it twisted.
I mean, they can do, they couldn't happen without us, guys, but I'm not going to say I do
They
any
could
more.
happen without us. They get the,
Yeah.
like the I don't know what it's called, chirotherapy or something.
Bro. Yeah, once they get cryotherapy, they
That's how babies are made.
made.
That's how
That's why no single independent woman needs a man anymore. It's due to cryotherapy, which is insane.
Just need really cold temperatures.
Yeah, super cold, dude. Liquid nitrogen. That is what this world has come to. Oh wow. All right.
So how many kids do you want, Dak?
How many kids?
Yeah, how many kids,
Dude, not 5.
How many kids?
Not 5.
It's off
Not
the
doing
rails.
that. I think I'm gonna do 2 or 3. Seriously, that's a stupid answer, but I think if I'll
2
have
or
one,
3? Pick one.
it's definitely not gonna be 1. So I'm gonna have a second, right? You're gonna have the second, depending on how shitty that raising the second
Yeah.
child is with the first.
Yeah.
I will then evaluate for the third.
I feel like, so if you talk about birth order, I'm the oldest of 3 boys, so we're pretty pure like birth order because like oldest, middle, youngest, and we're all guys, so it's like all the conditions are pretty controlled for. And middle child, for as much as they kind of get shafted in life, they're pretty important in deciding whether or not there's more kids, because I think you're right to the point of like, man, if that second kid like sucks, like you're not gonna have a third kid, but if they're good, then you're gonna have a third kid. It's interesting.
Yeah. It sounds like Andrew, you were the middle child, right?
Yes.
So
Ooh.
when we did breastfed formula fed segment on this podcast, your mom didn't sound very ecstatic about raising you. So
Well,
maybe
because of the weak stomach.
because the weak stomach.
But she had a third.
She started with but maybe so this is where maybe John didn't want to have a third. Like if I'm in this situation that they were in with having the second.
I'm thinking John did, because it sounded like my mom didn't.
Oh, okay.
From your side.
Okay.
This is not. I have no research on this.
Sure,
You
sure.
did it.
Okay. So what
One
I'm
soundbite.
saying is there could be a discrepancy, right? Like we had already decided like there's another half that gets to decide. So like you said, to your point, it could be Carol that's like, yeah, dude, this guy is a piece of shit. Like I don't want to. This guy throws up on me. He cries all the time. I've gotten 2 hours of sleep for the last 3 years.
Actually, I didn't cry. I slept through the nights.
Okay.
I was an all-timer right there.
Got it.
You
Okay.
get, you get all your crying out on the podcast now.
Oh, nice. Ooh, burn.
It's good content.
That's good content. But yeah, so it doesn't really matter what I think after that second kid. It matters what the woman who completes me thinks. So,
How do you feel about only children? Is there a stance on this podcast on only children?
I don't really have a stance on it. I don't think I would want to date someone that's an only child. I obviously want to meet the person. I'm not going to just totally ex-nay those type of people, but the people that I've interacted that are only childs, I don't interact very well with them.
I feel like you can kind of pick it out too. Like if you were to put me in a room with an equal number of only children and not only children, you gave me a good amount of time to like meet them, I feel like I might be able to figure it out.
You think you all right?
just by looking at them?
No, like talk. Like I'd need time to talk to them, and I'd need more than like 5 minutes. Like I'd need at least half an hour.
And you weren't allowed to ask them if they were an only child.
Yeah, I
obviously.
wasn't allowed to ask them.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you ever seen there's like this YouTube series I'm kind of into right now. They put
There's a fly.
No, it's pissed me off too. There's a fly. I'm not gonna address it though.
Okay.
Continue.
There's like this YouTube series right now where they put 10 people in like this like room basically, and all 9 of them are a fan of something, and then there's one person that's like the opposite or like against whatever thing that these people are all a fan of, and their job is basically to weed out that one person, and this person can lie and do whatever, and their job is to weed out that one person, and if they do, the big group wins some money, and if they don't, the one person wins some money. It's pretty interesting. I watched the first 2 videos so far because they're probably a series. That's like 10 minutes. It's like one of those like, you know, like Jubilee or like Cut or like all those YouTube channels that do all these like weird videos, like the lineup videos. You've never seen any of those?
I watch Hot Ones.
Like Guess My Income or
Dude
like
Perfect.
No. This sounds like
it's like a 12-year-old YouTube account. And the Backpocket.
No, I don't watch the Backpocket. I just edit it.
Okay, I watch it.
You watch Backpocket?
Oh yeah, that's actually where I can consume like a lot of my Backpocket content.
Oh,
these
good.
days. But I will say this. I totally get off topic. I'll watch it at work, and then if I don't finish it, I'll then like listen to it on my car ride home. So you get a little twofer.
Nice.
You get a little watch and listen.
Thank you, dude.
It might hurt the analytics, but you know, because they're not 100% accurate. But I'm goosing the numbers for you.
Thank you.
No, that's fine.
You're golden goose in the numbers.
Yeah.
Look, we just look at total minutes, all right? Total minutes listened, and that's all we care about.
That's the number.
And that's all. Yeah. So wait, hold on. What you were explaining before sounds like the game shows that suck on NBC but are now on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean they're all over with the topics too. The first video was root out the non-Christian. They put a bunch of
that's funny
Christians in the room, and then they made like the one atheist like try to convince everybody there's a Christian. And the second one was root out the non-Beyonce fan. So they really are all across the board in terms of topics. I'm like,
that's creative.
Maybe they'll go hot button topics, you know, like rule out the pro-choicer or the pro-lifer. But they went, you know, Christianity to Beyonce.
Yo, I like this channel.
Yeah,
I think
it sounds pretty funny.
Yeah. What's the name of it?
I don't know.
Not a sponsor.
It's like
we'll figure it out.
9 versus 1 or 10 versus 1 or something like that.
That's creative. I like that. That sounds pretty interesting.
That's pretty good.
I can get after that. Well, you guys ready to just call it a day? I think that was a good podcast.
I'm good.
What, 12
we
minutes?
confirmed 2 or 3. 2 or 3.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Where are you at, dude? How many kids you have? Well, here's the thing. Andrew, I'm going to answer for you. Andrew wants 75 kids.
Middle child, always forgotten.
No, I think you actually want 8.
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
The most anticlimactic.
It's such a steady Eddie number. I feel like it's so situational.
Well, honestly, I would love to have like 8 or 9 kids. I would love that. I would thrive. I'd be having the time of my life,
Yeah,
but it's just too much money. I could never afford to.
What do you mean, dude?
To do that.
What do you mean?
I don't want to have like I want to be able to ball out for my kids. There's no way you can ball out and have that much. You know?
You're false, dude. Not true.
Why?
Because we're gonna be making bags on this podcast, and there we can.
Did you just burp in the mic, dude?
No, I went bags.
Okay, one more time.
Bags.
Okay.
But if we do our work, you and I could both have 8 kids and be totally fine, and we'd be taking at least quarterly trips to Cancun if we wanted.
No way, dude. We're going to the Dells, dude.
Yeah. All right, we got to play this situation. So, in the hypothetical situation that Andrew and I do sneaky want each 8 kids, we then do a Backpocket like dual family vacation where are we taking 16 kids, dude.
Oh my god.
We're taking 16 kids to. All right, we definitely got to hit up like Disney World or something for just a quick one timer. But like, I feel like we got to have like a routine, like a same
consistent
spot.
place that works for everybody.
Yes, you get a cabin somewhere sick, like anywhere. You could do like Lake Tahoe. You could do literally the Dells. You could do somewhere out.
Hilton Head,
exactly.
You can do Beaver Creek, Colorado,
and just do something that has like fields and stuff. And we're playing freaking every game, you name it. And it's
Yeah.
gonna be the most competitive,
dude.
like get together of all time.
Oh, there
We'll go
will
to
be
war.
there'll be wars
Yeah.
first off, and second off, there will be definitely like intense games of capture the flag.
No,
and
Nerf wars, dude. We're
Yeah.
we're starting it all.
Yeah, and I think it would be smart. It would be wise if we hired like a full-time paramedic crew to come with us. There's gonna be so many tiers.
I was gonna say a full-time like strategist. That's like the referee.
Okay, so
'Cause
rules.
we can't be doing the ref because there's gonna be some hyper competitive children that are gonna yell at me because that's not fair.
Yeah,
I want the ref to get that.
yeah. We definitely have to hire in a third-party rules analyst, like who's the guy from
Dean
Fox?
Blandino.
Yeah, Dean Blandino, perfect. We need a guy like that, but in actual referee form. I would just hire Dean Blandino for anything, to be honest. But yeah, I think we'd have our bases covered. And again, I mean, this is all alleged because we don't have girlfriends. We don't even really talk to girls, and we don't have wives as well. So I don't know. Do you think they would like that?
That many? Oh, dude.
Hey,
this is for us.
Hey, wives. What do you think? I want to know.
No, I think that's one of the things where you're like, this is happening.
This is where we put our foot down because we've been doing this podcast for 48 years. We're doing this, dude, and everyone's 30 by now with grandkids, and we got 100 people within our two
the
trees.
Backpocket reunion.
Oh my god,
that's psycho.
Talk about legacy, dude.
We can bring some Webbies and some Sparkies.
Starkeys.
Sorry.
Oh,
brutal.
Dude.
Yeah. So what do you think, Ty?
Oh,
good idea, bad idea?
That would be so killer.
Yeah.
I was picturing the entire time as you two as the patriarchs of your household, and you got just kids that are chomping at the bit at each other.
The heirs to our throne, and we're literally having people I imagine
Me and Sarah's kicking the Browns' ass.
Oh, fuck off, dude.
It's just the truth.
No, because dude, it all depends on our wives, dude. We gotta be now I'm thinking I gotta marry into a nice gene pool because you're with what you got and what I got. I mean, we're pretty similar, but I don't know.
With my
it
luck
all
of the
depends
draw,
on our
I'm
wives.
thinking I'm gonna have a lot of girls. That's what everyone's been telling me for
Oh
a
yeah.
while.
Well, let's not get into the gender thing. Let's just stick strictly with.
Hey, I'm all for it. It's gonna be.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking who's got the better genes.
I'm thinking deception's gonna
just
be
in
my
general.
my key to winning.
You think?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not a deceptive guy.
Yeah, you're a gullible guy.
Yeah, and that's
that falls in the Brown family.
Whatever, dude. And all I'm gonna say is the physical stature that has been leading back to eons before in the Brown family is gonna just take over. Physicality and just savviness, being mentally tough. I'm gonna be a good dad, assuming. Bags. I think we're taking home the championship. So.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm feeling it, dude.
So now we're good. Now we can go home.
Yeah, we'll figure. Yeah, let's go home now. Now we figured it out. It took us 5 more minutes, but that's
Brutal.
Yeah, not wasting anybody's time today, Ty.
No.
Amen to that. Average qualities. Let's start it off.
Well, hold on. We got to be cognizant of time right now because a little background for the marketing interns. Next week we have Steve Schussler on the podcast, and we were originally supposed to record with him at 6:30 at his place, but then we called him. I put him on speaker. Luckily, I wasn't expecting him to even answer, but he was in a fritz, and he's like, "Hey, can we do 8:30?" So we're like, "Yeah, I guess we'll go home and record the back end show."
He sounded like he had a killer story for why he was late. So
yeah,
it sounded like a lot.
Maybe we'll get to unpack that.
he was like, "I'll tell it all on the podcast." Okay, great.
You better.
You better, dude.
It sounds like a long story. Let's talk about something else. That's what I thought.
Yeah, he also said he would take us to dinner at some point.
He said he's like, go out for dinner. Dinner's on me. And I'm like, I don't know how that works logistically.
Yeah, I don't know logistically, Steve.
Are you Venmoing me or
go to Culver's? Just put on Steve's tab.
If we show and we haven't gone to do this yet because we're recording in an hour, which means we be cognizant of time. But
we need to leave here in a half hour.
We need to leave in a half hour exactly. But I mean, is he gonna show up and hey, and just give us a blank check, hey, write what your dinner was? And we're like,
I didn't eat dinner.
We didn't eat dinner, but this podcast is
7 LaCroix.
Yeah, this podcast is worth $50,000, and we just recorded one. So maybe he writes us a check. That's our first investment.
So we got to be cognizant of time.
But anyways, average quality. Sorry.
Yeah, let's hit it home. Who wants to start?
Let me get it because it has something to do with the family thing. So
I love your confidence.
Good work, dude.
Thank you. I feel like every time I've been on here, my average quality is related to what we have been talking about.
What our banter is.
And I always come with my average quality beforehand. So I don't know. I'm meant to be here.
I think you're leading us into it. You give us some pre-notion context.
I was like, damn, this guy's really good at transitions.
Yeah.
So my average quality would be making small talk with my relatives. So I was telling you guys about it, but big family reunion the other weekend, 75 Starkeys and Webbs, among others. So a bunch of people that and these are people I see once a year, maybe. Obviously my closer family, like my grandparents and my first cousins and aunts and uncles, I see on a more regular basis. But I mean, I got second cousins and great aunts and uncles, and I got people all over the board that I see once a year. And I feel like when you get in those conversations with some of these relatives, they always remember one thing about you from 5 or 6 years ago, and they just love to talk about that one thing. So I played baseball growing up, and so they love to talk to me about baseball. I'm like, I don't, I like baseball. I don't play baseball anymore.
I don't run around the bases.
Yeah, or like, I was really into trains when I was 5 years old. I don't want to talk about trains anymore, Uncle Joe. So, all that sort of stuff is really hard. And then I
Wait,
feel
so there's Uncle Joe's like, Ty.
that's the stretch. I mean, that's the stretch.
Okay, sorry.
That would be really
that
funny.
didn't happen. Did that happen?
No, it didn't.
Oh, I would love to sit in on that conversation.
Yeah, sorry.
You know about my
Anyways,
trains?
continue.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying I feel obligated to talk to these people because they're my family and I enjoy the company and I only get to see them once a year. So, when we're around, I like to be able to engage with them. But it's always so weird. Like, what do you talk about? Like, when you only see each other once a year, you have so much to catch up on. But at the same time, it feels like you have nothing to talk about.
Great point. Because you don't know enough about that person in the current time to even continue casual conversation.
Right. It's like the weather. I talk about the weather.
No, never bring up the
No,
weather, dude.
Come on.
That's like
Ty,
what I have to lean on.
Ty, no, you don't lean on that shit. You lean on the fact that you are a podcaster, dude. This conversations are what we do.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
It's bad showing.
Instead of, you know what I'm saying? That's a terrible showing if you're talking weather.
Andrew's giving me the disappointed dad look.
I'm
after
a
we
little
talked about
disappointed,
the
man.
family.
Just the weather talk always just like, dude, you are literally.
That's when you know you've
out.
killed the conversation.
I'm usually like, I'm gonna go grab some cheese and crackers. Yeah, some hot dog and
Yeah,
wieners.
that's why
it's
hors
average
d'oeuvres were
quality.
created.
Yeah, exactly.
To get yourself out of shitty conversations about the weather.
It's my average quality for a reason. So.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hear some pointers. First one is, they don't know a lot about you, and you don't know a lot about them. Hence, you just got to start asking questions. And if they aren't very talkative, then it's on to the next one. But don't go to the weather, because you said there was like 35, 70?
75 ish.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
There's
to
a lot of
rotate
people.
around.
Yeah.
The issue that you're running into though is you're not probably drinking any beers. Is that correct?
No, I'm drinking some beers.
Oh, dude,
Oh.
conversation's flowing.
Come on, man.
If I as long as I got a beer in my hand, the person next to me has a beer in their hand, and we could cheers.
Yeah.
That conversation's a solid conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it wasn't like it was a painstaking conversation all weekend, but there were a couple times, more than a couple times that I ran into, I was sitting next to somebody at dinner, or, I was kind of sitting next to somebody at the lake or something like that, and just
You're like, what's Yadier Molina's batting average?
didn't know what to talk about. Yeah, I just did not know what to talk about, and it's brutal.
At all. And they weren't good at conversation either.
Well, I mean, they're some of them are older, so I feel like they fall in like the weather stuff, and then I kind of get sucked into that trap. So I got to be better at not.
Are you Scandinavian, Ty?
A little bit, yeah. I got a little bit of that Nordic, Scandinavian,
Sure.
blue eye, blonde hair.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's not like the natural Irish Italian. Those are some talkative people.
I'm sure.
Naturally dominating species.
Talking with their hands and probably spitting in your face a little bit while they talk.
Yeah, not like the docile Northern Europeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could, that,
Docile. Great word.
yeah,
you.
you've been killing it. What was the other word you used today? Like I was geeking.
Oh, I don't
It's
remember.
like gum. I was. Can't remember. I'll think of it one day.
Bummer.
Yeah, don't
All
worry
right.
about it, man. Well, hey, we got some tips for you. That was good. I don't ever want to hear that you're talking weather again.
I try.
We're a not talk about weather podcast and
Hard stance.
hard stats. Andrew and I actually can kind of relate a little bit. We were talking about this the other week. We were saying how when we're around our friends, like we need to talk more about like them instead of talk about like us or Backpocket all the time, because we get caught up in that so easy. Because it for Andrew
It's
and
a
I,
rabbit hole.
it's a rabbit hole just because we do it so often. Like we do this podcast all the time, and that's all we're thinking about. And so when people are asking about what we're doing, it's like it's
So
so
when
easy
they
to-
even talk about something and they like
and
it
triggers
sparks a Backpocket thing, I'm like, oh, you dude, we had someone on that was talking about it, and then it's
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
But
Now everyone's rolling their eyes.
if you can transition to just asking people more about them instead of just saying like the typical run of the mill, like, oh, that's cool or whatever, like ask a question to forward the conversation to show
The
they
same
really
thing.
care.
The same thing was my average quality of when you get, oh, that's really interesting. Like when you say something and the person responds, that's really interesting. Or they're talking about, it doesn't even need to be something that you said. It's just in general when they're saying that's interesting. That's why, why does it make you so interesting? Like, what's so interesting about that? Like, fire them up. Not like being a dick about it. Like, why are you saying it's interesting? But like, that's the easiest follow-up question to actually get a conversation going.
Yep.
Because that is one thing that drives me nuts.
And that's a podcast.
And that's a podcast.
Did you ever think people get upset at you for like, we talked about this before, how you guys like dig deep on questions and people sometimes just get like annoyed, like, why do you care so much? Like, I'm only here to like pass the time and have small talk. You ever run into that where people are like, like, dude, why do you care why I think that's interesting?
I don't know
No,
if they've ever say that right away.
Well,
No, but
I'm not going to say it to your face, but
like the vibes of the conversation. I don't know. Usually everyone kind of likes what I have to say.
I'm also, and Andrew probably knows that. I'm not good at reading people, so it's just like, look, I can't. If you're not going to tell me that you're not enjoying this, I'm not going to really know you're not enjoying this unless you tell me unless you start talking weather. The only time you're allowed to talk about weather is if it's literally hailing outside. Be like, oh shit, this is bad. Let's get out of here. That's it.
tornado.
Yeah, tornado's coming. That'd be sweet.
That'd be sweet. Deck, what's your average quality?
Dude, my average quality is
Again, be cognizant of time.
yeah, compliance with the state of Minnesota.
Yep.
I did the math, ran the numbers, dug through the archives. In this past fiscal year, I totaled a little over $400 in fines regarding my
Parking violations, my license plate tags, and etc. So, but now I'm clean. I'm finally a legal driver for the first time this year, and I'm excited about to announce that on this podcast. You're going up and to the right?
Up and to the right.
Other way.
No, because it's how they're looking at us, right? So,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, up. That's got to be a gift, dude. All right, cool. But nonetheless, I'm compliant now. I got my tags. I got my license plate on the front of my car now. I now have the parking app, so I never cannot pay for parking. So I'm good. I'm better now.
Sounds like you're on the up.
Yeah, sorry, I'm conquering my average. I conquered my average quality. It was more of an announcement more than my current.
Let's wait on that. You have found an ability to conquer it. You're clean right now. However, I don't know if I need like a 3-month period of being clean, right?
It needs to be consistent.
You just had a ticket on like 6 days ago.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You haven't conquered yet. But
yeah.
You fixed that issue.
I fixed the problem that I didn't have my updated tags for 6 months. Half the year I just didn't have my license plate tags were expired.
Minor oversight.
Minor oversight. I got whatever. So that's my average quality, dude.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what it is. Andy, what's your average quality, dude?
My average quality is filling up my car halfway. So I get really low and then I fill it up halfway because I'm like, because I have a Costco membership. So I'm like, I'm just going to go to Costco and fill it up all the way because it's like 30 cents cheaper per gallon. And then I never get to Costco. And then it's like Kit's back to eat. And then I'm like, all right, I'll just fill it up I'll get fill it up halfway. And that's happened 3 times now. And I'm just like usually I don't have to fill up my car for like 2.5 weeks if I fill it up all the way.
So why don't you just do that? I know because you're not getting a Costco, but like just do that. Just fill it all the way up. That's what you need.
Well, I know, but I was assuming I could get like a cheaper gas.
Yeah, so just bags one time.
That's a big future you commitment of like, oh, I'll go to Costco. I'll get to Costco.
Well, I need to go there and I need to get my box of oatmeal. I need to get my box of Cliff Bars. I need to get a jar of pickles.
Okay, now I get it. So Costco gives you stability food-wise for about a month.
Yes.
You need to fill up your car how many times per month?
Twice.
There's your issue.
Yes.
So get half the stuff at Costco so that you can go twice.
You buy in bulk in there, dude.
I know. That's a problem. Maybe. Okay. You know what? Let's just go to Costco together. Will that help? No, that won't help. I was thinking if I drove your car like if you go to Costco at the beginning of the month and buy all your stuff for that month, and I go 2 weeks later, I can fill your car for you and buy my stuff. Then come home. And
that would
will
work.
Never not be full.
That's the move.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Sweet. All right. So 3 months later, let's check back in. Okay.
That'll be the up and to the right on that one.
Tyler, can you write that down, dude? Check in on our average qualities of compliance with
3 months from now.
Yeah, 3 months. Set a reminder.
Put it on the calendar.
Yeah, put it on the calendar.
Okay.
No, do that. Don't just give me
Oh, Ty, and while you're at it,
that's tough. 3 months from today.
3 months from today, and then also
we had a guest.
Yeah, wait, hold on. I was about to tell him. So John Tower, the head coach of St. Thomas basketball, we booked him for September 12th at 6 p.m. Are you
That's
good?
the day after the 3 months from today.
Okay, so there we go. We're in. You get a text?
September 12th.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I was gonna send. I haven't sent out the calendar invite
Oh,
yet.
wait, shoot,
but-
that's October. Oh,
yeah,
September
no,
12th.
it's not 3 months. It's about 2 months. But
Yeah.
hey, we're booking far in advance now
put it
for
on
all
the
the people
calendar.
trying to come on this podcast.
That's how hot of an item this is. That's
yeah,
true.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean,
Yeah.
this podcast is going to the moon.
I believe it.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I don't know. All right.
Wait, what do you want me to remind you about?
So for me, I need you to remind me about my compliance with the state of Minnesota. And for Andrew, I want you to write down his average quality with filling gas up halfway
Got it.
/ Costco membership.
Yep. All over it. I feel like we've done bad podcasting today, just from the standpoint of like we've been talking about things in the locations of rooms and
Been on our phones.
So I think that I mean we're
Actually, we were just on our phones just now, but that's irregardless.
yeah. That's what you got to do though. That's why you got to listen on YouTube. Watch on YouTube.
That's
Watch
why you
on
gotta watch
YouTube.
on YouTube. It's a little more
Watch us
engaging.
messing around.
Yeah, it is.
You know, we actually this isn't what I learned, but this is a great transition to what I learned is that after going to Lincoln Drink 005, I realized that we have some marketing interns that dial themselves in on YouTube consistently.
Yeah. Nolan Rockers is probably number one YouTube fan.
Number one YouTube fan for sure. I'd put you up there. We had a couple other girls hit us up saying that they watched Mariah. Yeah, listen to this one, dude. So Mariah comes to us. Blonde girl, very nice girl, and she's like, "Hey," this is part of the story.
Okay.
She's like, "Hey, I listen to a ton of your podcasts." I was like, "Great, which ones?" And she's like, "I listen to Mary Lavore, blonde girl. Listen to Alex Corsel, blonde girl. Listen to Karen Housley, blonde girl, and listen to Alexis Welsko, blonde girl." I was like, "Oh, you hit our demographic, perfect, and you are a blonde girl." So, and they're all on YouTube.
Wow. Did you say anything about the blonde producer that produces?
You're not a girl.
You're right.
So,
Yeah, she didn't.
She did.
so here's the thing. Yeah, she didn't mention you.
Shoot.
So,
Right. Hey.
sorry.
Shoot.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you have a camera,
Yeah.
nice camera at yourself. You can literally look into that camera
You have
and
to
talk
utilize
it
it.
whenever you need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, we have a camera for the two of us. You get a solo
You get a
cam.
single camera.
Bring your own camera.
But I didn't. I guess the eye-opening part about this whole thing was like I didn't realize that when you like post a podcast with blonde girls, that other blonde girls are now more inclined to listen. So we have a blonde girl demographic not only of podcasts but also listeners.
Love that.
Wow. All right. That'll be my what I learned. Ty?
I just learned that this is breaking news as well. Right now, not next week, it won't be breaking news. But the Thunder have agreed to trade Russell Westbrook to the Rockets for Chris Paul and a bunch of picks.
That's kind of cool.
It's kind of anticlimactic. I was just listening to Colin Cowherd on the way here, and they're like, it's pretty much locked in that Russ is going to Miami. And
Oh, really?
Now he gets traded to the Rockets. Which
He's always wrong.
I like Colin Cowherd a lot, but
Oh yeah, I think he's like his points have like direction and like he goes from step to step and they're awesome.
Yeah.
But they're horrible points.
Yeah, I think he's one of the most like he's probably one of the more revolutionary like radio talents, like voice talents,
Yeah, he's
like
a great
of our
opinionist.
generation. Yeah, but you can be on either side of his opinions. He's right a lot of times, he's wrong more times. But
Yeah.
as for the Rockets, man, if I'm going to be a basketball an analyzer.
Yeah, put your
right now,
basketball hat on.
Putting my basketball hat on, I think they just got Chris Paul, but a little younger and a lot more temperamental, and I don't think the Rockets are going to be any better.
Wait a second. Oh, with Russell
Yeah.
Westbrook.
Because
You think?
I don't think Russell Westbrook is that much better than Chris Paul.
Whoa. Really?
Not that much. Like not. The Rockets have always been that team where they've like been that close every single time and haven't gotten like over the hump. And maybe that's been because of the Warriors and the Warriors aren't as good this year. You can make the argument, but I don't think Russ pushes them that much farther over the hump.
I think just from the standpoint that James Harden and Russ were teammates in the past and had success together
I forgot about that.
without the main person, Kevin Durant, that was like
James
causing
Harden
the
was a
issues.
sixth man.
Still
at the
though,
time.
I mean,
Yeah.
He's now an MVP.
okay,
And Russ is now an MVP.
they both got better and now they're teammates again.
They're not gonna be good together.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to be positive.
They both shoot the ball and love the ball. How's that gonna work?
It's not. And
No one thought that one through, did they?
no, they
and
just
the,
looked
and
at
and the Rockets shoot a lot of threes. Russ shoots low percentage from three.
yeah, which might help them. Balance it out a little bit.
Go to the hoop. I don't know. Sure, whatever.
That's kind of cool, though. I mean,
A lot of moves
Yeah.
happen in
A
the
lot of
NBA
moves
these
happen in
days.
the NBA, but like ultimately, is it gonna make the league that much more interesting?
I don't know. I mean, it's going to be like a cool story for a while, I
Yeah.
suppose. Honestly, the best story is probably going to be like Russ and James Harden get mad at each other, and there's a big like.
There's just
falling
always
out.
constant drama, and I feel like there's more drama now in the NBA than there ever has been. And it's there's so much movement. There's just never been this much movement in the NBA before.
Yeah.
So, I
Colin
don't know.
Cowherd made an interesting point about how like the players have kind of been coddled, and that kind of leads to them being able to like want out in the middle of their contracts and stuff, and that they
Yeah.
maybe need
They have
to
all the
start
power.
enforcing some of the contracts a little bit more. I don't know.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet today from Skip Bayless. He's like, "We're discussing on Undisputed if the NBA should ban trades," and I'm like, "Oof,
Yeah, that's not
they're lacking for content."
not on this podcast. Not on this podcast. All right, dude. Andy.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Terrible idea.
Well, they just say it to
say it to start
get you to
something.
turn on cable TV.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Hey, thanks. I'll go to YouTube and watch 9-on-1 or
Yeah,
whatever.
I'll watch 10. Even if it's 10-on-1, I'll still
Some
watch
back
it.
pocket.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that sounded like porn.
That's a different site. You can't find that on YouTube.
Yeah.
No, don't go to YouTube.
Yeah, but then still applies. Like, yeah, I don't watch porn, but I'd go watch porn
For
over
watching that.
watching Skip Bayless talk about how the NBA should ban trades. Like, are these like?
It's awful.
Oh my
It's
god!
awful.
What do you tell your kids?
Hey,
What do we tell our 8 kids when they ask who Skip Bayless is?
he's going to be irrelevant.
Oh yeah, I think.
Okay,
won't
he
be
won't be.
remembered.
His legacy won't extend 2 generations, is what you're saying.
No, yeah, it'll stop at ours. Wow.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. Like no way.
Like, I don't remember the analysts that my dad like watched. Besides, like maybe he probably had Dan Patrick, who's still
Vern Lundquist.
Vern Lundquist. Jim Nance was still doing something then. Like,
Yeah.
there's a few other guys that like I can't remember right now.
Yeah.
Skip, you're irrelevant.
Colin Cowherd.
Maybe because he's younger.
I would say relevant.
Yeah.
Mike Golick.
Golick Jr. is doing well.
Yep.
I like his opinions.
Yeah, I
my
like-
dad loves him. He listens to Golick and Wingo and
Okay.
Jr.
How about Stephen A. Smith?
He'll be around.
He will. Yeah.
He'll still be doing it.
Oh, you're saying Skip Bayless is just gonna be too old to even do anything.
No, he's going to be weeded out, and his story is going to be faded.
Got it. Okay.
Yikes.
All right. Good point.
It's kind of like you ever heard that Westworld line of "You live as long as your name is remembered." So like it's not like death of going to the grave; it's the death of your like written in books or like passed on from word of mouth generation or whatever.
Whoa.
Yeah. Sorry, Skip. Go cyborg and maybe you'll survive.
Yeah.
What did I learn? Oh, damn it! It was on the tip of my tongue.
Lovely weather we're having.
I swear to God, dude. I'll come over there. I don't even care if we knock the cameras over.
Me neither.
Come over there and I'll grab that small little pillow.
Got it.
And I'll beat the. So what do you got your?
Yeah. The 6:30 class for altar. When I don't go, I have a worse start to my day. Like when I wake up at 6, go to my class at 6:30, leave at 7:30, I have the best like work day. And then when I don't do that, I start my day like the beginning of my day is like not as productive as I thought it would be, getting like a little bit more sleep. So I learned that I've hit 3 out of the last 4 days, and that Tuesday was weak. And those other 3 days I was like crushing shit. So
We're rowing for meters. Well, you row for meters. I row for watts.
I row for meters.
To just piggyback off your 6:30 class, dude. I love like when we get to work out at 6:30 together. That is a train that no one wants to be in front of. Oh man, remember that guy who was working out with us today? Like blonde guy, looked like Ty, kinda.
Yeah, a couple years older.
Norwegian, yeah, a couple years older, and he was like, "Dude, you guys are killing it." That's what he told us,
Yeah.
and I was like, "No, dude, you're killing it." Gave him a high five.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty carnage in there. You gotta wait. You haven't got your free week at Alter yet, Ty.
Man, I gotta come in at 6:30 in the morning. That's so early.
No,
That's
it's
so
not.
early.
What do you mean?
That's so
What
early.
time do you get to work?
I was bad. I overslept this morning. Egregiously. I egregiously overslept this morning.
So normally, what time do you get to work? Mr. Egregiously sleep over.
Normally I get to work at 8:15. I mean, I have like a half an hour commute, so it's not close. So usually I wake up at 7 in the morning and get there at 8:15. 8:30 this morning.
That's a one more hour earlier.
Yeah, but that means I love my 8 hours, so I always have the mindset.
You are a 20-year-old.
Oh, you're being so 20. You're being an intern right now.
Dude, let me
Come on.
let me have it. Don't rush me through my 20s. You know, I just got here.
Get 7 days at Alter and do it with us, and you'll have a blast.
Do 1 week with us where you run through this model. You either go 5:30 with me or you go 6:30.
There's one earlier than 6:30.
Frick yeah, you go 5:30.
That's Declan. He goes at 5:30.
5:30 every day.
I walk out.
Jesus.
He's walking out. I give him a high five. He goes, "That was hard," and I go back in.
Oh
or he
my
goes,
God.
"Yo, you're gonna crush today," and I had it in.
How long is it?
50 minutes.
That's not that long.
It's not about the time, to be honest. It's about how much freaking bullets you're sweating, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I work. Like, I consider myself in pretty good shape. I work
had
out.
A pool around him.
Yeah.
So I was doing this thing on a box. And he was doing like the thing on the ground. It's just like you alternate the exercise.
Like I'm in a plank pretty much, and Andrew's like
doing pull-ups,
you're doing pull-ups
basically. And we were done. It was like that was the last workout of the workout, and he's just laying on the ground, and I'm like standing above him, and I'm like huffing and puffing. It was just one of the funniest scenes. If someone captured that on film and put it in black and white, it would have gone viral.
Seriously,
That's killer.
So you gonna do this?
I don't know. I'm intimidated by how early I have to wake up.
Don't be.
6:30 is when it starts.
Yeah.
We'll confirm it off air, man. We got to wrap this up. We gotta clean up the equipment and head to Stevie.
Okay.
So let's finish it off on this last note. Feel good story is Lincoln Drink 005. We just got to experience it last week, a week and a half ago now, and they have 5x'd more so than you could ever imagine from the first time we went to now. It's been so they do it every other month, so it's been 10 months. And that's pretty damn cool that they're still kicking it, and they are up and to the right.
They are doing this for sure.
So,
Nick McLaughlin, Stationary Astronaut, Brandon Polizuk. They just brought on Giselle to speak at the panel. They had Gabby Thomas. It was phenomenal. And the way they're bringing this community together with a little networking event and a little bit of beer at Finnegan's Brew Co., it's freaking phenomenal.
Shout out Ad Dad. Shout out Ian Deloney.
Yeah.
Shout out Jackson Jones.
Shout out to
Nolan Rockers.
Dan Nothey, Soda Boy. We've had, my God, tons of people on the podcast that are there. So it's a Backpocket mecca at Lincoln Drink, to be honest. A lot of people knows, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, not to brag, but yeah, that's a feel good story, man. Good shit, boys. That was a fun podcast. Let's go interview Steve Schussler, who's actually coming out on Monday. The following day from that will be
John. Nope.
No, it's gonna be Craig, Canadian Craig, dude.
Don't even know what we're talking
we don't
about.
even know what we're talking about because we were recording on Saturday. But love you guys. Take care.
Take care.
But I've been thinking of the way you felt when you watched me rolling on